Yep. Blue Ranger here with you guys with another new video. This is going to be a review on Power Rangers Dino Charge episode 2. Now this episode had introduced the Green Ranger Riley. He was a kid who basically was raised on the farm with his mother and brother. By the way, before I finish saying what I was going to say, this is a spoiler. Be sure to look out for his brother because he's going to be in future episodes. You'll find out. But anyway, yeah, he was a kid who was raised on the farm, lived with his mother and his brother, and he was taking a walk in like a forest or whatever, and him and his dog, I forgot what his dog name was, but they had ran into the monster, and he was basically like fighting the monster because he was good at like fencing, swords and everything, and he was fighting the monster, and that's when he found the green energem, and that's when this Dino Charge saber had came, and that's when he was becoming stronger and he was fighting the monster and everything, and that's when he had to go to the dinosaur museum. And when he was on his way there, he ended up running into Shelby and Tyler, and they were going to help him out. And that's when they ended up running into other people who needed help with their car because it had broke down or whatever, and the car was eventually going to blow up. And they pulled the guy out of the car, and the guy's wife was just like, help, we in trouble, help. And that's when they pulled him out of the car. They saved him. The energems gave them strong power, and they, pushed the car away, and they just kaboom. And yeah, that's when they was looking at their energems and were saying like, yeah, we're getting stronger or whatever. And that's when they ended up at the museum. They found like this big dinosaur statue, the face of a T-Rex, and Tyler, of course, wanted to take a selfie with it, and he pulled like one of the tooths on the T-Rex thing, and they ended up in some sort of command center, and ended up finding out that Chase and Coda was Rangers all along. And a lady, Miss Morgan, was like telling them why, how the energens ended up choosing them and whatever. And Chase was just like telling them like, welcome to the Power Rangers with his accent. And, they were taking their energens with them to go save somebody, I believe. And Tyler couldn't go because his energen wasn't fully charged. So they ended up going to go do something, and that's when Tyler ended up fighting monsters, and they met up with Tyler. And the morphin scene on that season was very cool. It's kind of similar to the Japanese version, Koryuger. It's kind of similar to that, but it was way better. And then that's when he was fighting the monsters, and the other Rangers had met up with him, and they morphed too, and they was like fighting. I have it's an awkward thing with Coda. When he morphed and when he was fighting, I didn't like kind of the way he was talking, because he kind of sounded like Haji from Johnny Quest, the guy Sven from Voltron Force, and it just like the way he was just talking like, you no match on my strength, like the accent, it was just I just didn't like it. But other than that, I understand where they were coming from. He's a caveman. He doesn't really know how to talk. But I understand where they were coming from. But me, I just wasn't too fond of it. But anyway, yeah, that's when the T-Rex had helped Tyler in battle or whatever. And that's when they were going back to the command center and was telling, like, I can't wait to tell other people about this. And Ms. Morgan was telling them, like, no, you can't do that because, you can't. You guys already know the Power Ranger rules. You can't use the powers for personal gain. You can't go into a fight unless the villain, forces you to. And nobody should know that you are a Power Ranger. You guys know. But other than that, the episode was really cool. What do you guys think about this episode? How do you guys think they did with introducing Riley? This has been another Blue Ranger video, and I'll see you next time.